Tessa. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks.
How did exams go? I know you were.
They went really well, actually. I'm glad to be done with them though now.
That's good. That's good. So, what were you wanting to talk about today?
Actually, I've just been having a little bit of trouble at home with my parents. Basically, there's been a conflict with my little sister where she wanted to run away. Blown out of proportion by everybody, and it's just really been frustrating me, and I don't really know how to handle it. So what happened was that my parents had gone on vacation the last couple of weeks, and they left me and all my siblings to kind of take care of each other. The primary focus was supposed to be us taking care of my little brother who has autism.
Okay.
But instead, all the issues were around my 16-year-old sister, who could not stop fighting with my older sister and my other sister. And somehow I ended up getting caught in between it all, and yeah, it's just a big mess.
Sounds very stressful. So what I'm getting from that is that you were very frustrated that from what was supposed to be you guys working together to look after your younger brother turned into a conflict around your 16-year-old sister.
Exactly.
Okay.
A conflict that had nothing to do with my little brother. I guess my younger sister had made a rude comment, and my two older sisters just completely attacked her and just overgeneralized everything that she's done in the past, brought up the whole past, and she's younger, and my other sisters, one's 25 and one's 22, they really should not be fighting with the 16-year-old. So I did end up trying to stick up for her a little bit and get them to calm down and get them to go like just separate ways for a while. But everything just kept getting worse and worse to the point where my little sister felt like she needed to leave the house.
Okay.
Then things started getting a little better because everybody calmed down, everybody had a kind of new task. But then she did not leave, but as soon as my parents came back home, my 22-year-old sister went right back and told my parents. And she's really set on the fact that she needs a punishment.
Okay. So from what I'm getting, that you did try and intervene. It worked for the time being, or seemed to have worked for the time being, but then the issue resurfaced once your parents came home again because one of your sisters just feels like the issue wasn't resolved fully.
Yeah, I think she's still mad. Like, I don't think it's about the issue being resolved. I really think that she's just mad and she wants revenge.
Okay.
And she has kind of a history of doing that too. But what I was really hoping to focus on was my mom now. She's blaming all of us.
Okay.
Like, she doesn't understand that I had nothing to do with the situation, and the only time I was involved was in trying to get everybody to calm down, and instead she just thinks that we all attacked her, we all fought, we all nearly killed each other, and I keep trying to say to her, like, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything to do with it. I didn't make a rude comment, I didn't attack anybody. So I just don't understand what I should be doing.
So because because your parents weren't there, you feel like they don't really know what happened and that you're being blamed for something you didn't necessarily do.
That's exactly right.
And so how can I help you with this? What are you looking to get out of this?
Well, I was just really, I guess, right now I don't really have anybody to talk to about it because my parents are just so mad that this whole thing happened. All my sisters have their own opinions.
Yeah.
So no one just kind of neutral to get me to see if maybe I really did make a mistake. And I just really need someone to figure out how I can talk to my parents and how I can make them stop blaming me for something that really had nothing to do with me.
Okay. I heard you mention in the past that your 22-year-old sister, I believe, kind of has a history of getting into these arguments with you guys. Is that right?
Yeah.
So is there something that has worked in the past for you? Like, has there been an issue similar to this where you guys have had to talk it out with your parents and make sure that everyone is, getting their point across and being heard and trying to get...
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, in the past, my 22-year-old sister, because she does really just kind of blow up and like yell at everybody, is really mean at everybody. Nobody else in the house reacts that way to conflict, she usually just gets her way. But this time I think, because my parents are not sure about what happened, and I did kind of tell them both sides of the story, they won't just give in to her demands to have my other sister punished, but I can't think of a time in the past when she's really been involved in effective communication whatsoever.
Okay.
You either need to let things go with her or just give in.
Okay, so there hasn't really been a point where you could openly communicate with her, and so this is maybe her lashing out because it's the first time that she isn't getting exactly what she wanted out of the situation.
That's
right?
probably it, yeah.
Okay. So I'm thinking that we could try some different things in our time together. There's role playing. We can also talk about different ways to communicate with your sister as well. Maybe there's something that you guys can talk about, just between you guys or between all of you, or even as the family, to kind of see where she's coming from, to tell where you're coming from, and maybe get it out in the open what everyone's feeling about the situation.
And see, that's what we started to do that night.
Okay.
Once my sister, threatened to leave or decided to leave, everybody kind of calmed down and started really opening up about all these other issues. So really brought out all these other things that weren't talked about.
Okay. So sounds like that was kind of the tip of the iceberg that led to a lot of deeper problems that were already there.
But I don't think any of the problems were resolved. Like, it was really late at night.
Okay.
We had just started talking about them. But the other issues are that all of us, including myself, feel like my little sister is very spoiled.
Okay.
But there's also some really bad relationships between my youngest sister and my oldest sister. They don't get along at all. She is a little bit spoiled, and she does have a very rude nature about her.
Okay.
So in the way she gets really defensive, and comes off as rude when she does so. And me and my other sister, we live in the same house, so we're kind of used to it, and we know how to handle it. My big sister can't stand it, so she's always just makes things worse.
Okay, so it sounds like your oldest sister hasn't really been around your younger sister as much as you guys
No.
have.
So she doesn't know how to deal with it, I don't think. So the two of them just can't get along. Whereas the rest of us, we get into spats, but we get over it right away. Because we're constantly around each other. We know that we have a good relationship. And my big sister really struggles to build a relationship with my younger sister. She also feels like she doesn't have a relationship with us, really.
Okay.
Me and my other sister, just because she thinks that we're closer in age because she doesn't live there. And it's probably true. She doesn't live there, so we don't get to see her as often. If things happen, we tell the people that are around us. We don't think to pick up the phone and call somebody.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's, I guess, multiple issues to deal with. But really it's just, I don't know how to communicate with my parents that this had nothing to do with me, and if they want to deal with it, they should leave me out of it. I have exams, I have projects, I work. I really don't want to be involved in another situation, especially when I don't need to.
Okay, so you're feeling like this is an added stress that's not necessary at this point in time.
It's definitely not necessary to involve me in this situation. I've told them both sides of the story. I didn't have anything to do with it, and I don't want to hear people complain all the time about it. My parents complain about all the kids, and my sisters complain about each other, and I've just had enough of it.
Okay, so I'm thinking that we need to work on some different ways of communicating with your parents then, maybe that are different from what you've done in the past.
Definitely.
So if I can get a better understanding, how in the past have you brought issues up to your parents? Are they very open-minded about these things? Do you talk to them about issues a lot, or is this something that just kind of goes unsaid?
There have been times in the past, but generally I tend to just let things go.
Okay.
I don't like conflict, and I would rather just walk away from something than have to fight about it.
Okay.
And I do feel like my parents are Well, my mom especially is very defensive, just like my younger sister.
Okay.
She gets defensive when you approach her with anything. So she's not very good at hearing criticism.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that runs right across everybody in my family, so it
Okay.
does make it difficult to let people know what you're feeling because
Okay.
they just put up a wall and
Yeah. So do you think there's maybe a way that you can voice your concerns to your parents without it seeming like a criticism? So that maybe they'll be more open-minded to what you're saying, so it's not coming across so negative?
oh, that's actually a really good idea. I think I could probably do that. Maybe by focusing on, not really focusing on their role, but just how the situation in general is making me feel.
Okay, so yeah, voicing more of your feelings as opposed to just recapping the situation and saying how you had a neutral role in it and weren't completely involved.
I also think that my parents are really encouraging, especially when it comes to schoolwork, and they really
Okay.
do want me to do well, and they really are willing to do almost anything to support
Okay.
me in my academic goals. So I think that maybe if I framed it in that way, if I said to them, you know, I'm dealing with a lot of stress with school, and like everybody keeps talking about this, it's adding a lot more stress, I can't focus, I think maybe that would really click in and just let them know that they need to take a step back and kind of leave me out of it for a little bit, which might be helpful.
Okay, so you think coming at it from more of an academic level and letting them know that this is affecting your schooling because that's something that they
But
are
it
really
really
supportive
is.
of.
Yeah, and it really, really is affecting that.
Okay.
I've really been struggling with it. Like, it's hard because everybody's wanting to talk to me and I want to be there for everybody, but I need to put school first right now. School will be done in a couple of weeks. I definitely need to put it in school first.
Okay. So it sounds like you have a lot on your plate right now in terms of school and then family stress on top of that. So it sounds like you're dealing with a lot. So between the sessions, so I'm thinking you're looking to talk to your parents in a way that you can bring up these issues in a way that's not seeming like you're like attacking them in a way that they need to be defensive, but more a way that you can voice your opinions in terms of
And
how it's
voice my
affecting your
need.
schooling, your needs. Yes. Okay.
And I think maybe between now and next time, I'm not sure, but I really do think that because my school's going to be over soon, I should just really focus on school and then tell everybody that I'll be around to hear all their stories in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Would that be fair? I'm not sure.
I think that sounds fair. I mean, each situation is different, so you have to do what you think is going to work for you. And if you think that might help your situation, then you could give that a try.
Good. I feel a lot better.
Well, that's good. So just to kind of wrap everything up, it sounds like you're feeling a lot of stress. You've been involved in a conflict that you feel you shouldn't have been involved in, and you tried bringing it up to your parents, but it just didn't work. So you're looking to a new form of communication where you can bring this issue up to your parents in a way that they may be more open to you voicing how you're feeling. Do I have that
Yeah,
right?
that's absolutely perfect. And I do feel like I have a more clear path ahead of me now and how I'm going to handle things.
That's good. So is there anything else you want to talk about? We have a little bit of time left. Is there anything that you feel we've missed or anything else you want to discuss?
No, I mean, I'm just wondering, like, part of me, I am a little worried about what if this doesn't work out. So I think maybe if it doesn't work out, we'd need to talk again, probably.
Okay, so if you feel this hasn't really gone the way you've expected and you want to come back for another meeting, that's definitely something we can do.
Okay, definitely. So I guess I'll just try all these things out and probably won't have time to come back in the next couple of weeks with school and
Because of
everything.
school, yeah,
But maybe after that, if I need to talk again, I can just call you.
Sure, of course.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you very much for seeing me today.
No problem. Thanks for coming in. I'm glad that we got through some things. All right, I'll see you next time.
Bye.